Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Blessing here. Today's video is going to be another girl talk. As you can see from the title, hold on, let me move my chair back because it's about to be very interesting. So I'm going to be doing a girl talk today. As you can see from the title, we're going to be talking about Derrick Jaxn. Okay. First of all, I just want to issue a public apology to every guy out there because you guys were right. Like, you guys were right about him. So this is a public apology to you guys. We are so sorry for not listening to you. We thought you guys were just jealous, but no, you are right about Mr. Derrick Jaxn because, honey, it's been crazy. To be honest with you, I wasn't going to say anything about him or even like speak on him, but I got a lot of emails from you guys asking me my thoughts on it, so I'm gonna give it to you. I watched both videos. I watched the video of the one that said, did I cheat in my marriage? And then I watched the other one where they went live and it was my wife and I going live or something like that. So I watched both of those, and to be honest, there were a lot of disturbing things in the video. First of all, Derrick basically has been warning us to stay away from guys like him, basically. And those are the guys that will cheat on you, and then once you have the courage to walk away, they'll come back. That's Derrick. Derrick is the guy that will call you 100 times to apologize after you've had the courage to walk away. Derrick is the guy that will, put you in the back of his pocket and pull you out when he needs you. Derrick is the guy that will disrespect you in the relationship. Derrick is the guy that he's been telling us basically to block. So this whole time, he's been warning us to stay away from people like him. And that to me is crazy. It's mind-blowing. And also we have to understand that social media has made it to where we look at people online and we glamorize their lifestyle and we envy their lifestyle and we say, like, we want to be like them. And social media has made it okay to live a fake life and to be fake, and that's just that. So it is now up to us to kind of see certain things and filter out what it is that we want to believe. Because I will be honest, like, when I was going through certain things in my relationship, in my past relationship, there were times I went on YouTube and I listened to a Derrick Jaxn video, and it made me feel good. As a woman, when you're broken and you're down in that time, you almost need validation for your feelings to make you feel like, okay, what I'm going through right now is not crazy. And there's a market for it. That's why he's been successful, because there's a market for it. There are a lot of women that get cheated on and they just need advice from a male perspective. So he's had a market for it. So I definitely took his advice sometimes and I listened to certain things. But there are a lot of people that have actually ended their relationships based off of things that Derrick has said. And y'all need to be compensated. Like, I don't know, like, you need to be compensated or something, because he's a fraud, I guess. But I don't really want to talk too much about Derrick, because to me right now he's irrelevant, to be honest. But what I do want to talk about is his wife, because when I watched the video, I also read some comments. A lot of people were kind of going in on her. First of all, her appearance coming on there with a bonnet, and also with her, I guess, still being in a relationship And a lot of people were saying, like, why are you still there? Like, leave. He's humiliating you, and blah, 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 blah. So I want to come from a different perspective as somebody that has been cheated on, somebody that has been in certain relationships that I probably shouldn't have been in, somebody that has overstayed her welcome in certain relationships. Um, Sometimes it is a lot easier to tell a woman to leave a relationship than it is to actually leave. And that's why I kind of understand where she's coming from. Let me just use myself as an example. The first time I got cheated on, mind you, I said first time, which means it's been multiple times. The first time I got cheated on, I remember before it even happened, I used to always tell my girlfriends, guy, if I ever get cheated on it, I walk away, I'll do this, I'll do that, like I'll find the girl, we'll go at it, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll do that. But when it actually happened, yeah, I became numb. Like, I became numb. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what my next step should be. All the gangster in me just left my body. Like, all the gangster in me just left me. All the jar that I was doing, that I was talking, I forgot. Like, everything just left. So when you're in that situation, some women have a hard time walking away. It to some women, let me not say to us, to me at that time, it was almost like, why should I leave this relationship that I have sacrificed so much, that I've put in my blood, sweat, and tears in trying to make it work? Why should I leave that for another woman to now come and enjoy what I have ripped and what I have been, sowing and trying to harvest this whole time? Like, why should another woman come and enjoy my hard work? That's how I took it at that time, and that's how a lot of women take it. So for me, moving on from a cheating relationship, it goes in steps. It goes in steps for some people. Some women have the courage to just say, okay, I'm done, I'm walking away, and never look back. For some women, it takes time. Also, there are other factors that go into it. Once you have a courage to leave, or once you tell yourself, okay, I'm going to leave, the cheater, usually, that's when he'll try to start finding his way back into your life, trying to crawl back into your life. They will, start calling you, start texting you, all those adjectives that they were not using when you guys were together. All of a sudden, they remember how to use them, telling you how beautiful you are, all the attention that you have been craving and wanting. All of a sudden, it's now that they want to show you, all the things that you have been asking for. All of a sudden, they're going to do it now. And then you start thinking in your head that they're changed and that they're a different person. And you start rationalizing things like, if I leave, my kids are going to grow up into separate homes. I don't want that for my child. You start making excuses for certain behaviors, and then you overstay your welcome, as I did plenty of times. And so I understood that part of her, because on the video that I watched where it was going live with my wife, he was kind of interviewing her, and then he asked her, like, which I found disturbing, by the way, like, you cheated and now you're interviewing me and asking me all these questions. He was asking her, like, why are you still here after everything that I've done to you, which I found very narcissistic, to be honest. But anyway, her answer was, the Derrick that from the previous marriage is a different Derrick from this marriage. That's the second thing I found disturbing, because it's not a different Derrick. It's still the same Derrick, okay? The only difference is that he's been caught, he's been exposed, and the whole world knows about it. So now he has to cover face. So of course he's going to be a different Derrick. Of course he's going to be, showing you the attention. Of course he's going to do everything on that list that you have set out from the very beginning, but he failed to pay attention to. Of course now he's going to start doing all those things because he's in a doghouse. Like, now you have this power over him. So he has everything to lose. You don't really have anything to lose. So everything that you are asking him to do, he's going to do it because he's in a doghouse. So of course it's going to seem like he's a different Derrick. And that's what cheaters do. Like, once you walk away from them, then they're gonna find a way to kind of woo you back in. So for the first 2-3 months, they're gonna do everything by the book. All of a sudden, everything that you've ever wanted, the care, the attention, the love, the respect, all those qualities, all those boundaries that you asked them not to cross, they're not going to cross it for the first 2-3 months. But once you start letting your guard down, okay, once you start letting your guard down and they now see that you are comfortable, then the cheating happens again, right? So it all, that's not a different Derrick. That's still the same Derrick. Right now you're in your honeymoon phase. He's doing everything by the book. He's doing everything that you asked him to do. He wants you to let your guard down. So right now you're checking his phone. He's communicating with you more than he wasn't doing before. You know, he's telling you where he's gonna be, what he's gonna be doing. The little petty arguments that maybe y'all used to have for no reason. He ain't trying to argue with you right now. Whatever you say, honey, yes, honey, that's that. So he's gonna be good. But I sincerely believe that once a cheater, always a cheater. And that's the difference between a man and a boy. Right now, you're with the boy. Derrick is a boy. Because a real man is not going to cheat on you. He's not going to step out on his relationship. Boys do that. Boys cheat. Boys act ignorant. Boys are the ones who are willing to lose everything that they have in front of them because they don't see the potential of the family. They don't see how devastating and how detrimental their actions can be to the family. So that's what boys do. A man understands and values what's in front of him. That's the difference. So when she was like, oh, the Derrick that I'm with now is different from the old Derrick, and this new marriage is different from the old marriage, I'm like, ooh, you are back in your honeymoon phase. You're back in your honeymoon phase. Give it some time. Had the side chick never came out and exposed certain things, we would never know that this was what's going on. And that's why I said at the beginning of this video that social media makes this living a fake life the new norm. Like, we see people on our screens or on our phones and we're envious. Like, you know, Derrick was the guy that we used to come home to our boyfriends and say, what's wrong with you? Why can't you be like him? You know, why can't you talk like this? You know, as a woman, you're going through a relationship and you've just gotten cheated on, and you come online and you're seeing this tall, dark, and handsome guy that's telling you everything that you already know, that's validating your feelings, that's validating your emotions at your most vulnerable time. You're feeding into it. It's feeding into your soul. It fed into my soul. I tapped in. So you're tapping into it. There's a market for that. He had a product. We bought it. That's that. So, and that's something. And then there was something else she said, that she told him before they got married that if he cheated again, she was going to leave. Which made me believe that he was already cheating before y'all got married. And that's a common mistake that a lot of women make, is that we feel that certain behaviors about a person are going to change as soon as we stand in front of an altar, in front of God, and speak our vows. No, it doesn't change because you're wearing a white dress and you spent all this money on a wedding. It doesn't change. Who he is who he's taking into a marriage with you. So it's still the same person. The third issue I had, or maybe fourth, I lost count at this point, was the overgeneralization and the gimmicking of God. I cannot tell you how many times they use God or how many times they count. I lost count after a while. It just seemed like they were using Christianity or God as a reason or as an excuse, or because I was not in touch with God, that's why I cheated on you, or because my faith was not really that strong, that's why I cheated on you. But now I am holy, now I am a Christian, so I know better. There's nowhere in the Bible that it says it's okay to commit adultery, that it's okay to cheat, that it's okay to disrespect your wife time and time again. There's nowhere in the Bible that it says that. So I almost wish that we could stop using God as an excuse for the reason why we do certain things. Like, that part really bothered me, because so she kept saying, I am saved by his stripes, that's why I forgave him. He's now closer to God, and he's now this, and he's now that. And I'm like, really? 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 Somebody tell me where in the Bible it says, go ahead, cheat on your wife. It's fine. It's fine. I don't remember reading that part. As a Christian woman who reads the Word of God, understands the Word of God, I'm not just going to throw God into everything, because there's no need for that. And so that part bothered me, but maybe it's just me, but I just found that part off. And I just want to say one more thing. As women, we have superpowers that we don't even realize that we have. We have such a gift that we don't even realize we have, and that's our intuition. When your intuition speaks to you, please learn how to use it, how to trust it, how to listen to it, because everything Derrick was telling us about certain relationships, about how to move on, how to recognize red flags, how to see certain things, we know those things, but because we are not entwined with our intuition, we ignore it. We ignore the red flags, and we keep moving, and then we want validation from outside people. Your intuition could have told you everything that Derrick has been saying. I understand wanting that validation, because like I said, I also listened to him, and then when I listened to him, I was like, Blessing, you already know these things, you already know these things, but you just wanted to hear it again. And after that, shortly after that, actually, that's when I started doing girl talks, because I was like, I can use my situations, I can use things that I have been through, things that I have experienced, to help other women, to help other people. And that's why sometimes when I do girl talks, y'all know my channel is basically girl talks. That's my niche. That's what I love doing. When I do girl talks, I always say something. I chose to do this girl talk because it spoke to my soul. What I mean by that is, if it's something that I know that I have either been through, I can relate to, I've had close friends that have been through it, so therefore I understand how it made them feel, I understand how it made me feel, I am able to relate and connect with you on a deeper level. But if it's something that I absolutely know nothing about, I've never experienced, I've never walked through it, I've never been through it, I'm not going to speak on it, because to me that's being a hypocrite. Like, I cannot give someone advice on something that I have not experienced, or something that I have no knowledge about. And that's why I'm very careful with the type of girl talks that I do. There are a lot of people that do relationship advice. There are a lot of people that do relationship videos. They do girl talks or whatever. But when I do my girl talks, I take it to a deeper level, because I try to use my emotions, or how that particular situation made me feel at that time, to try to relate to you guys and try to create a connection. And to me, that's what has worked, and that's what's been useful. So I would never come on YouTube and speak on something that I know nothing about. Something else I want to say to all the fellas: please understand that when you cheat, it's just a matter of time before it is exposed, okay? And these girls that y'all keep trying to cheat with, they're the ones that are going to keep exposing y'all. I do not know a side chick that has never exposed the guy that they slept with. I don't know it. Even when I was in my situation, right, girls would create DMs, they would create fake pages, they will call me private, to the point I'm like, how did you even get my number? Like, what is all this detectiveness for? Like, how did you even find me? You know what I mean? I do not know any, like, whatever is done in the dark always comes to light. It is just a matter of time. It is just a matter of time. So is it really worth it to risk your entire family, to risk your credibility as a man? Because trust me, if Derrick was to post another video right now on relationships, he's lost his credibility. And that is your brand, like that is your career, that is what you have become known on YouTube for, is giving relationship advice. Now who's gonna come and listen to you now? Like, they're gonna be looking at you sideways like, is he talking about himself? Is he though? Probably. Like, you've lost that credibility, you know. So be mindful of what it is that you're willing to risk in this life. Like, the grass is not greener on the other side. It's really not. So is it worth it? That's for y'all to decide. The last thing I want to touch on is, people made comments about how his wife looked in the video, of her wearing a bonnet and, you know, being natural or whatever. I have come on YouTube looking all types of ways, you know, but the comments were particularly bothersome to me as a black woman. Not even as a black woman, as a woman in general. Let's take the race out of it. The comments were bothersome to me as a woman because the people were saying, oh, he probably cheated because, you know, look at her, she's natural, she's wearing a bonnet, she's this, she's that. A boy, mind you, I said a boy will cheat on you irrespective of how you look. It does not matter how much augmentation you have, how much you pay Dr. Miami, how big, how round, how flat, how triangular, how square your butt is. It does not matter how flat, how obtuse, how round, how pear-shaped your stomach is. It just does not matter. It does not matter how many accolades you have, how eloquently you speak, how many degrees you have. It does not matter. A boy will cheat on a woman irrespective of how she looks, how she talks, how she dresses, how she carries herself. If that's what they want to do, they will cheat on you. It doesn't matter how you look, how you dress. They're going to do that. A man, on the other hand, can see a woman coming from a mile away and say, you know what, how this woman carries herself is different. The substance in this woman is different. This is a queen, and this is a woman that I need to respect, and I don't need to do anything to try to jeopardize that. That is the difference between a man and a boy. So let's not break other women down because of how they look and say, well, if you had a little bit more makeup, or if you looked a certain way, he probably wouldn't have cheated on you. Derrick, this is his business. His fan base is women. His audience is women. He's surrounded by women left and right. That's not an excuse for why you should step out of your marriage and cheat, but he cheated multiple times because that's what he wanted to do. It didn't matter how his wife looked, or that she had a not so happy face, as he said, trying to say she has a resting bitch face. You knew that before you married her. So it really does not matter the looks of a woman. If a guy decides that he wants to cheat on you, he's going to cheat on you. He's going to cheat on you. Period. It's up to him to make that selfish, that, you know, that conscious decision not to step out of his marriage, not to step out of his relationship. But I just want to encourage each and every one of us that this should be a life lesson to all of us, that what we see on social media sometimes, there's more to it. There's more behind the filter. There's more behind the likes, behind the expensive clothes, behind the expensive bags. There's more to it. Another prime example is the Quavo and Sweetie situation. You guys have also asked me to speak on that. I'm going to speak on that in a separate video. But who are we making our relationship goals, our couple goals? Like, before you compare a man to your relationship, or your relationship to another relationship, there's so much that you do not know, that you do not understand. There's so much that happens behind closed doors that is masked with the filters and the outward appearance, and it makes everything look so glamorous. But there are a lot of people that are actually struggling. There are a lot of people that are actually going through it, and we just have to be able to filter reality from fake stuff, for the lack of a better word. Be able to distinguish what's reality and what's fake, and to me, everything about Derrick right now is fake. Is fake. Like, that's just, I don't know. I don't know. But that's just my take on it. So, the video the video was a lot. It was a lot. There were so many things that you could take out of it. I'm interested to know what you guys' opinion is. What did you think about the video? Is that somebody that you would want to continue listening to for relationship advice? What did you take out of it? Oh, before I forget, the one thing that really threw me off, was when he now came back and made a reaction video to the video. Like, how narcissistic do we have to get? Like, how narcissistic do we have to be? Like, you're making a reaction video to justify what? Just, like, what are we justifying? Anyway, y'all let me know what your thoughts were on that video. This has been an interesting week, but it's also been a very eye-opening week. Like I said, there's a lot of fake stuff out there, and it's eye-opening to see that we're actually all human and people go through stuff. So yeah, but y'all let me know in the comments what you thought about the video. I'm still working on my camera. It's broke, so I'm filming from my phone from now on until I get that fixed. But if you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe if you haven't. Joined the family. We do girl talks. We try to empower each other. We try to keep it real, try to keep it honest, talk about stuff that affects all of us. Y'all let me know if you want me to do one on Sweetie and Quavo. A lot of people have already reached out to me and asked me to tell them what I thought about that. Life is a struggle, y'all, but I just want to end this video by saying, ladies, trust your intuition. Trust yourself. If things aren't adding up, there's probably a reason why. Don't overlook certain things. Don't overlook red flags in your relationships. You guys know what is considered a healthy relationship. If you don't have the trust, if you don't have the loyalty, if you don't have the attention, if you don't have the love that you're asking for, that's not asking for too much. It's really not. So make a list of things that it is that you want out of a relationship and go by and tick those things. If you don't have 1, 2, 3 of those things, then ask yourself, is it worth investing your time, your energy, your resources into it? If it's not, that's a decision that you can make. It is difficult. It is easy, to tell a woman to leave a relationship, as I have said, but it has to be up to that woman to want to walk away. It has to really be up to you. Some women are strong and they can do it, but like I said, that was something that I struggled with, being able to walk away. And I will never forget, one day my mom came to me and she was like, do you want to die before you leave? And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, with cheating comes a lot of baggage. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, how many STDs is it going to take? Do you have to get HIV before you decide to walk away? And that was like eye-opening to me. And it's not just about somebody walking out on your relationship. It's not about somebody, breaking your trust. There's a lot that goes into that. Your health is important. You don't want to be out here getting STDs. Some are curable, but some are not. So you don't know what the other woman has. So there were a lot of things that I had to put into consideration, because like I said, I rationalized so much of it. But anyway, that's enough rambling. That's enough about Derrick Jaxn. If you guys don't mind me doing these in my car and sitting here, I kind of like being able to talk to you guys. I feel like I'm talking to a girlfriend while I'm out running errands. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you on my next one. Stay safe, be safe, and live your true self. Live your authentic life. Live your best life, and not some fake made-believe life that you see on social media. Okay? All right. Love you guys. Bye.